Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode with your girl Audrey Codner from ACG Math Tutoring. Apparently this is what I'm supposed to be doing, is just to keep my mouth shut, not show my face, and just sit here and do math for the whole duration. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to do standard deviation. And what a standard deviation is a measure of how the values in the data set vary or deviates from the mean. So we're going to be looking at so many different types with this formula. And I know this formula can be intimidating, but we're going to break it down step by step. You know me, I'm going to break down the math. That's what I'm basically supposed to be told to do. Eventually, I will have no voice and no say in anything, so I might as well just do it right here, right now. So, taking a look at some of the Greek letters. So if you're thinking, oh, well, this looks Greek to me, because it is. All right, so first we have our sigma right here, represent that standard deviation. Then you have the capital sigma, which is meaning sum. So we're going to be adding some things together. So the x is going to be the value on the data set. The x with the line over top, that means your mean of the data set. And your n is the number of values that's within the data set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down that whole process for you step by step. So do not get alarmed. You're going to be fine. Don't come in and then come running out. Because if you're thinking about taking your TEAS test, you're going to be actually doing standard deviations. And if you're thinking about taking a data analysis course, I know there's a lot of counselors out there that say, oh, take data analysis. It's so much easier. They're lying. Just take the algebra 2, okay? just take the college algebra. It'll be all right. You got someone to support you, so let's go with that. All right. So right here, we have our data. So our data is our 13.4, our 11.7, our 18.3, 14.8, and 14.3. So what we're going to do is I got a couple of steps here to kind of help you along. So first, let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit. So first, you're going to calculate the mean of the whole entire data set. Okay? Once you find what that mean is, then you're going to take the difference of the data set and of the mean. I'm going to show you all this step by step. Then you're going to square each difference. So after you square each difference, then you're going to find the average of your data. And once you find the average of your data, that's when you're going to take the square root of that answer to find your standard deviation. It sounds like an intensified thing, but even if you're coming in with Algebra 1 skills, even if you're not coming in with any algebra skills, you can still find the standard deviation. So even if you just come along, stay here for a moment, and I will show you step by step. And it does basically adding and subtracting. Calculators will definitely be allowed on this live. So if you have a calculator, phone calculator, or maybe even the TI, anything, all right, you can actually use that. Okay, so this is not really for the GED. This is not really for ACCUPLACERs, but people that are going into nursing, you are going to experience standard deviation. Okay, so this will be something that'll be great for you. ACCUPLACER, not so much. You might see it later on when you go into your classes, but this is just something for us to really focus in on, especially if you're taking data analysis. All right, so we're at 101. There's 265 of you guys here. So go on in and tap away. All right. Yep, standard deviation plot on graph. Some people like to plot on a graph. Sometimes you have to calculate it, especially if you're going back to school and you're taking data analysis. They make you do this basically manually and not with the Excel sheet. So here we are. Okay. Hello, Danny. How are you? Okay. Yep. No, you're okay. We're just getting started. We're going to work on standard deviation. So it's okay. Hey. Shashin, how are you? Okay. Okay. Lovely. Culture, how are you? Sorry, I just saw your hi with the heart. Thank you. Yes, so basically I was told to shut my mouth and just do math, so here we are. Thank you for the 1,000 to get us started. All right, so when we take a look at this, first thing that we're going to need is to calculate our mean. So the way that you calculate the mean is you basically are taking all of these numbers, you're going to add them up. Now, you could, I'll just do it the regular way. So if I add them up, plus 11.7 plus 0.3 plus 14.8, 14.3. Okay, making sure that my numbers are right where they need to be. Okay, hit enter. So then when I add them, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to divide this by 5. And this 14.5, which you can't see, sorry. So when I add them all up, I got the 72.5. And since there's 5 digits, I divide by 5 to give me my 14.5. So that's what we're going to fill in this spot, our 14.5. Okay, because that's the mean of our whole entire data set. So now, for this part, what we're going to do is take the original and subtract it with the mean. So if we have 13.4 minus our 14.5, this will give us a -1. I'm going to change colors so we can see it. So it'll give us a -1.1. So 11.7 minus 14.5, that'll give me a -2.8. If we have 18.3 minus 14.5, we'll have our 3.8. So we have our 14.8 minus our 14.5, that's going to be a 0.3. And if you want to put 0.3, that will work as well. And then the 14.3 minus, oh no, I'm calculating this, 14.5, which gives me a -0.2. Okay, so we basically took the difference. So with 13.4 minus 14.5, and we put our answer there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to square what I have here in red. Okay, so we have, obviously, if it's going to be a -1.1, and if we square that, that's going to be a positive. So it's going to be a positive 1.21. And if you're like, oh man, Audrey's really, really smart. No, she's not. She's using a calculator. Okay, it's just because of the glare, that's why I don't put it underneath. So I'm sorry about that. So now we have -2.8 squared, and that gives me 7.84. Then 3.8 squared. So make sure it's not 3.8 times 2. It's 3.8 squared, which means 3.8 times 3.8. which gives us 14.44. Okay. So now you got 0.3 squared, which gives me a 0.09. And then last but not least, so our 0.2 squared gives us 0.04. Okay, so all we're doing is take all these red numbers and we squared them. So that's where these numbers came about. So we found the difference, we squared them. Now we need to find our average. So basically we need to take all of our green numbers, add those bad boys up, okay. So when we add them up, I get 23, so I'm going to put it out here. So 23.62 divided by 5. The reason why it's 5, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms. So once I divide that by 5, I get my 4.724. Okay. Now we're almost there. Okay, so we got just this one last spot. Now we just have to take the square root of this answer. So if I take the square root of 4.724, okay, and we want to, and I'm going to show you, okay, nice hideous number, okay, but let's see if we can round, if not to the hundreds, let's round to the thousands. But since we're looking at standard deviation, most of the time it's going to be to the hundreds. So if we take a look, we have 2.17. So the next number over is a 3. So since it's not 5 and above, I don't need to give it a shove. Now all I need is my 17. So this will be my 2.17. So that means I am 2.17 away from the mean. Okay, not too long. Okay, not too huge. Because the bigger or the larger your standard deviation, the more farther apart you are from the mean. Okay, so that's what you're calculating when you're doing standard deviation. No, you're not too late. I came on a little bit late. I had to finish up with a student. Oh, I don't want it to make you mad. Okay. Hey, Robert, how are you? Don't be sorry. Please don't ever change who you are. I don't know. I can't satisfy most people, I guess. What time did you start? Today I started a little late, or very late. I was ready to get started, and then I got a message, and then, yeah, that put me to the edge. So, you're not too late. We're here. All right. Thank you, John. All right. So, basically, that's how you do standard deviations. Just follow along. Okay? If you get with all this, you can go ahead and make yourself a nice little screenshot. I'm going to try to clean up my mess. Alright, so now I want to kind of do a comparison, and we're doing the exact same thing. Now, yes, there is a way that you can do it in your calculator, but here's my thing. A lot of people generally do not have TI-83s. It's going to be hard for me to show you how to do this on Desmos because right now I'm on my phone, so it's all kinds of crack. So I am going to set up the next one. So we're going to be doing 2 different data sets. And this is probably going to be the last thing that's going to be out of book number 5. So you know what that means. We're going to get ready for book number 6. And I already know what I'm going to be the first thing I'm going to put in book 6. Oh, it's going to be graphing. Because for some reason, a lot of you guys are struggling with graphing. I don't understand. Yes, pretty much. Yeah. And it doesn't help because all day I've been hearing, because I'm not too far away from the airport. And I don't know what was going on. We got police helicopters. We have federal helicopters. I know a lot of you guys probably heard about the how they're trying to put Washington, D.C. under some kind of watch. And of course, whatever happens in D.C., they want to do it in Baltimore. But, you know, we don't play that. But then I just kept hearing helicopters all day. So usually I would fight these things. I don't feel like fighting. I don't feel like fighting right now. So okay. I think we can get everything in here. All right. All right. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. So for the most part, we have our data set for number 1. So we have, and I think I can zoom in. I'm going to try because it's all kinds of cray. All right. So we have our data set, which is the 4, the 8, 5, 12, 3, 9, 5, and 2. They do not have to be in order since we're going to be the ones that's going to be doing the calculating. So if you're saying, oh, wait, Audrey, it has to be in numerical order. Yeah, but we are doing the manual calculations, okay? So now we need to find the mean, not the median, the mean, in order for us to do any of the parts. So this is when our handy dandy calculator kind of helps us out. So you're not going to be able to see everything. So you just do 4 plus 8 plus 5 plus 12 plus 3 plus 9 plus 5 plus 2. All right, so we have 3, 6, 7, 8 numbers. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8 numbers. Okay, I always like to make sure I got all my numbers. So when I add all these up, I have my 48. When I divide my 48 by 8, I'm going to get a 6. Okay, so when I add all these numbers up, I got a total of 48, but then there's 8 digits. There's 8 numbers here. So I divide by 8. So my mean of the complete data set is a 6. So I'm writing down the 6 8 times. Okay. So now, once we got that, now we need to do the subtraction of our original with the mean. Okay, notice we're not switching it around so we can get a positive digit. It's perfectly fine for us to get negative numbers. Okay, so you got your 4 minus your 6, that gives you your negative 2. I'm going to see if I can put this in red. So we got our negative 2. So we have our 8 minus 6, that gives us 2. 5 minus 6 gives me a negative 1. 12 minus 6, that gives me a 6. 3 minus 6, that gives me a negative 3. 9 minus 6, that gives me a positive 3. 5 minus 6, that gives me a negative 1. And 2 minus 6, that gives me a negative 4. Okay, so that's the difference between our number set and our mean. So now all we have to do is take these answers that are in red and we just have to square them. Notice this and this inside the parentheses are exactly the same. So when we square it, negative 2 squared, remember that's negative 2 times negative 2, that gives me a 4. 2 squared, that gives me a 4. Negative 1 squared, that's negative 1 times negative 1, that gives me a 1. 6 squared, that gives me a 36. Negative 3 squared, that's negative 3 times negative 3, that gives me a 9. Positive 3 squared, that also gives me a 9. 1 squared, that gives me a 1. And negative 4 squared, that gives me a 16. Okay, good. Thank you for following along. Appreciate it. Now, all we have to do is add all these up and divide by 8. So you have your 4 plus 1 plus 36, double nines, 1 and 16. Okay. And then we're going to divide that number by 8. So when you add all these up and divide by 8, what do you get? Okay. Good. So when you add them up, you get 80. And then since there were 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 80 divided by 8, that gives us 10. Good. How I got the 6? So the way I got the 6 is I add all these numbers up. I'm basically taking the mean of the data. And when you take the mean, it's like taking the average. So when you add all these numbers up, you're going to divide by how many numbers there are, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So when we add all these up, I got a 48. And 48 divided by 8 gives me the 6. That's where the 6's came from. Okay? So I'm just writing down the mean for the whole data set, and it's going to be represented for each of the numbers. So I can do the subtraction. Not a problem. Okay? So now, to find our standard deviation, I know it looks crazy, but all we're doing from here to here is taking the square root of 10. That's all we're doing. Okay, all we have to do is take this answer and square root it. So if I could round to the hundredths spot, what will be my answer when I find the square root of 10? Okay, so Kai is saying 3.16. Okay, so yes, we got the 10, but we want the square root of 10 now. 9-ish? Not really. That's okay. So I got my 3.16. Yeah, 3-ish. Because remember, the square root of 10 is going to be in between the square root of 9 and the square root of 16. So it will definitely be 3-ish. Okay. So this will give me 3.16. Because if I did 3.1622, remember, if it's 5 and above, we're going to give it a shove. If it's 4 and below, we're going to leave it alone. So that means we're going to leave it alone since it's a 2. So we'll just get our 3.16. There you go, Big Al. Nice. All right. So that's the standard deviation for this set of numbers. That's the standard deviation of this set of numbers. Now, like we're comparing data, now we want to do the standard deviation of this data set. So we have 5, 9, 11, 4, 6, 11, 2, 7. So before we can do anything, again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers in that data set. We need to find the mean. So in order for us to find the mean, we need to add all those numbers up and divide by 8. Yep, that's it. Okay. So 5 plus 9 plus 11 plus 4 plus 6, 11, 2, and 7. Okay. What did you guys get for your mean? So the way you would graph it is just going to be points. So it's just be points. Okay. All right, so period saying 6.88. Okay. Michael's saying 6.875. My suggestion, always do your rounding at the very end. That's just me. I know it's a pain in the neck. I know there's 3 digits after the decimal point, but I rather do my rounding at the end if we can. If it's like a crazy number, like crazy huge, yeah, okay, let's round it to like 3 decimal places. But if we can keep it, let's keep it. So we have our 6.875. And we're putting that for each of the numbers. Reason why this is my mean Is there an example of what the data graph would look like? Probably could. But usually when you're doing standard deviation, it gives you like a bell-shaped curve. Okay. Hey, bar. Okay. Am I going to go over t-test? No. No. Yeah, that's all about how to read the charts. That's basically where it's like how to read those charts. I know that's what most of the teachers are doing nowadays. Okay, so let's have fun subtracting this now. So we have 5 minus 6.875. So this is when we're starting to look like math geniuses. When you start seeing all these large numbers, you're like, man, I'm smart. Yeah, you are smart. You are smart. So I'm just taking the difference of my original. So it'll be 9 minus 6.875, which gives me 2.125. You know, just some nice, easy calculations. So 11 minus 6.875 will give me 4.125. I have a negative 2.875. Then we have negative 0. I don't even know why I calculated that. 875. Since we already did the 11 up here, it's going to be exactly the same down here. So all you have to do is just recopy. Okay. 6.875. Gives me a negative 4.875. And we didn't do a 7 before, so 6.875. And this will give me 0.125. Okay, all we did was take our original number, subtract it from the mean in order to get our lovely difference. Yeah, so the graphing part of it is really looking at the bell-shaped curve and see how it's placed away from the mean. Because you usually have like 1 standard deviation, 2 standard deviation, 3 standard deviations. All right, so now, even more fun, ready? Now we're going to take all our answers that are in the red and we're going to square them. So basically we're going to make these bad boys even bigger, right? So we have our negative 1.875 and we're going to square it. So this is when I start getting these lovely huge, or not huge, because size-wise, they're small. But now I'm going to start getting more digits, okay? And I know it gets a little leery, but I am one of those people, I like to keep it as large as it possibly can. So I don't like to round until the very end. That's just me, because sometimes you get answers that are like, what? Either it's really close or it's in no way, shape, or form. Okay. So all we're doing is taking what's in red and we're squaring it. Okay. I know you're probably seeing like so many numbers. I want to give up. No, don't give up. Don't give up. I know it's an uphill battle, but you've gotten this far, and this is awesome. You probably never thought you'd be able to do standard deviations. You probably thought it was completely out of your wheelhouse. But look at you. You're doing it step by step. That's all you need to do. So all I'm doing is taking, for people that are coming in later, I'm taking what's in red and I'm squaring it. And I'm using my calculator. Okay? So don't be like, oh my God, Audrey's so intelligent. No, I'm not. Okay. Wait. Did I just put a negative? I'm so sorry. I am not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Because a negative times a negative is a positive, right? Yeah, I shouldn't have any negative numbers. So all we're doing is taking the numbers in red and we are squaring them. That's all we're doing for right now. Don't let the larger numbers intimidate you. The process is still going to be the same. Yeah, I did. Are you having an argument with yourself? Are you all right? No. No, it's supposed to be positive. Because a negative times a negative will give me a positive. So when you square it, I was like, girl, you okay? When you square it, you basically, like I did, I forgot to put parentheses. So when you square a number, it turns positive. So you shouldn't have any negatives here at all. All right. Okay, so now, are you ready for more fun? We're going to add all these numbers that are in green and divide by 8 to put into this lovely little box right here. Okay? So, we have our 3.515,625. Then we have our 4.515,625. Then we have our 17. I know there's like a glare from my tape, so I have to set myself in a different angle here. Like I'm freaking doing yoga over here just to type in numbers. It's craziness. 265,625.765625. So 17.015625. 23.765625. 0.015625. And we're going to divide that by 8. I know, they are. What is this? We are working on standard deviations manually. All right, I know everyone's like, okay, Audrey, what did you get? Because we're not doing all that. Well, once I add them all together, I got like 7. Well, I just show it to you. That might be sensible. I got 74.875. Okay. Why not round? I like to do the rounding at the end because sometimes there's a little bit off back and forth. So, but now here, this is when I want to get as close to accurate as possible. So after I divide by 8, I got 9.359376, and then I'm going to square that. So we got it right here. 9.359375. And if you do the square root, I think I did say square, the square root of that. Now, this is when I'm going to round. So if I do the square root of my answer, this is when I got 3.0. And if I round it to the 100 spot, you can get 3.06. Because here we got a not 5 and above, which is a 9. That means I'm giving it a shove. I'm adding 1 to my previous digit, which is a 5. Now it's being changed to a 6. So my standard deviation is going to be 3.06. I know, the monotony of it. Looks like too much? Nope. No. Step by step. No worries. You know, I know. I bet you never thought. Okay. I bet you never thought you're going to be able to see lovely digits like this. And I know because like when you have your apps, a lot of the apps nowadays are doing all this work for you. A lot of the calculators are doing this work for you. So now you have an idea of how to calculate standard deviation. Can you imagine if you had like 100 numbers and you had to do all this stuff manually? Okay, maybe not 100, but 20? It might as well be 100, you know? Especially when you're a high school student and you get that one teacher like, I want you to do this manually. Like, what are you smoking? Because no, stop. Go to rehab. Like, this is not it. This is not it. So some schools will give you what's called an Excel sheet, and it will have the calculation. Basically, it will have this formula. Sorry, I'm hiding the formula from you. It will actually have this formula in the Excel sheet. All you have to do is just add in your X's, and it will calculate the standard deviation for you. So, and also that's in your graphing calculator as well. But here's my thing. I don't know. Some people might want to see all the work, some people not. You might see more things like this with the simplistic numbers versus this monotony. Okay? All right. Yeah, 100 will be forever. Use your slide rule. Oh my gosh. I was like, what is this, pi? I know. Okay. So this is mostly for people that are going to be taking data analysis, maybe at the community college level. Okay, so I've been seeing a lot of people doing that. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about standard deviations that's trying to be a nurse. I know. These are the things that are definitely going to be out there. Okay, so just to kind of keep a heads up on it. Yep, this is definitely in statistics as well. Yep. So if you ever get a college professor say, oh, do you want to take Algebra 2 or statistics? Dude, if you're not going into a math-based field, take the Algebra 2. At least you know I can help you with it. Okay? Don't let them say, oh, it's easy. They have never taken the class a day of their lives. Okay? And then all of a sudden, you're going to sit with a textbook. Where's my old textbook? Out here. You're going to probably have to sit with a textbook, something like this, that's going to give you all of these lovely things. Let me see if I can shrink it up a little bit. Okay? All these lovely things. The inferences. Oh, here it is. T-test for a mean. Yeah, have fun with that. Okay? And if you're looking at the graph, here's your graph. Okay? So you're either finding your critical values for the t-test. Notice, it's kind of giving you that nice little bell-shaped curve. Okay? This right here is roughly where, and notice what you hear is here. Here's your standard deviations. Okay? So we're looking at 1, 2. But then they give you this thing, not this. They give you this thing. Go ahead. Go ahead, start crying now. Go ahead, because that's basically what you're going to be doing. Maybe not the first week, maybe not the second week, but sure as heck the third week. Definitely going to be crying, right? If you hate word problems, exactly, don't take statistics, because there's nothing but word problems. So if you ever get a counselor that's like, oh, I really think it's elementary, it's really easy. They're lying. They have never taken the class a day of their life, because this is a what? Elementary statistics, no textbook. All right? Larson does a lot of stuff. Okay? Lots of what? What do you see? Word problems. What do you see? Word problems. A lot of situations. Lots of charts. Lots of graphing. Standard deviation. Oh, yeah, we were just talking about that. Interpreting your standard deviation. So, what are we seeing? Probability. What is that? Bunch of word problems. Yeah. I'm not trying to tell you how to end your life. Not end your life, but how to rule your life. But once you start getting into this, here we go. Oh, you think it's just this chart? No. No, there's more. Look at this. Look at this. Right? Oh, yeah. Who said T-scores? Remember this? Remember these? Okay. You see confidence level. You got your right tail test, your left tail test, your two-tail test. Two tails. And then back here. Oh, let's talk about chi-square. What is that? Oh, take the class and you will cry. Big tears. And the class is usually like around, I don't know, sometimes 8, sometimes 12 weeks. Very rarely you'll see it for 16 weeks. Why? I have no blessed idea. But yeah, I'm helping other adults with that. Yeah. Oh, God. I know. Yeah, that's a little too much. Yeah. This is why you prefer calculus? Seriously. Algebra 2 will always be my jam. It's just a little bit of extra stuff, but just enough to kind of keep that flavor going on. Yeah. Not so much I don't want you to quit, because that means you started. So if someone says you have an option, if they say take Algebra 2, take Algebra 2. You got someone here that can help you. So it's not even a problem. Computer science, ooh, whoa. Okay. So can I teach geometry? I can. I think I will stick with algebra, maybe pre-calculus in the future. Yeah, I like pre-calculus too. Gives you a little taste of stuff. Take another math course. I'm so happy I did. Okay. Well, firstly, for your profession too. It makes sense, Michael. Because it just took you to another level. All right. Okay. Would you like another example? You fall asleep to them? Oh, is it my soothing voice? Yes. All right. Oh, well, thank you for my goal. Appreciate it. Wait, Michael. Wait, what gold is that? What is that? What happened to my roses? No? Okay, I don't know what that is, but thank you, Michael. Math SMR. I try. All right, so let me. Oh, and here's one thing I totally forgot. Which one had the greater standard deviation? Was it data set 1 or data set 2? That was the one thing I forgot to ask you guys. Which one had the greater standard deviation? Okay, so I'm saying 1, the same 1, the same data set 1. Okay, Big Al saying 1. Shasta saying 1, period saying 1. Okay, 1, yes, Robert. Is that played up? Saying 2, Jess saying 1, Michael says I'm not sure. Okay, take a look right here. Take a look at our two answers. Which one's bigger? Okay, which one's bigger? Right. 16 cents is more than 6 cents. I always try to put everything into money. Yep, 16 cents is bigger than 6 cents. Set 1. There you go, Charlene. Thank you so much. Can you see the rules again? Sure. Give me one moment. The rules are the steps. Let me zoom in. Zoink. Let me tell you kind of get into the back of the book here. You're welcome. Hey, JB, how are you? Yeah, we're gonna do standard deviation one more time. One more time. Okay. Not a problem. Okay. So let me see if I can get my data sets before I completely tape it in. So we have, 102, 98, 103, 86, 101, and 110. I'm going to show you guys in a second. I just wanted to write it before I tape it. No more. Okay. 97, 107, or wait, 102, 97. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your patience. Thank you for tapping. Greatly appreciate it. Okay. All right. So we're going with the data set numero uno. Okay. So you're saying the mean is 100? Okay. All right, so we're gonna go slow. So here's our data set. We got 102, 98, 103, 86, 101, 110. Okay, so not too many numbers this time. Okay, we're looking at 6. We can handle that. So for us to find the mean, when we're finding our mean, we're basically adding our numbers together and dividing by the number of numbers we have represented in this data set. So we have 102 plus 98 plus 103 plus 86, 101, and 110. Okay. So we have 102, 98, 103, 86, 101, and 110. So if I hit enter and then divide by the 6 that's in that unit, and just like, who said it? I think it was period that said it first, is going to be 100. All right, so that means we're going to, in this column, put 100 for our mean. All right. So now we're going to subtract these two as you see it from left to right. So the black to the green. So you have your 102 minus your 100. Well, that's going to be our 2. Okay. So we're going to have our 98 minus our 100. So that will be a negative 2. Okay, don't flip them around just to make them positive. Keep them in the true state. So 103 minus 100, that's a positive 3. Then you have your 86 minus your 100. Why am I doing this? Negative 14. I'm like using the calculator when I don't need to. Okay, 101 minus 100 gives me 1. And 110 minus 100 gives me 10. Okay. All right. There you go, Papa. All right. So now, how are we doing so far? The camera's a little off. Okay. So now, just like it states up here, we're going to square all the numbers that are red. Okay, you doing good? Good. With the single measurement? Yes. So we're trying to find that measurement. See how far away we are from our mean. So 2 squared gives me 4. Negative 2 squared gives me positive 4. 3 squared gives me 9. 14 squared, 196. Yes. 1 squared gives us 1. And 10 squared gives us 100. Oh, I know. I'm sorry, Papa. I'm so sorry. You're a sophomore. Have fun with that. Yeah. I can't help you, but I know Robert can. I will gladly pass you over, because anything AP, I'm like cringe. No. Even AP pre-calculus. I don't know who started that ridiculousness. But, okay, so make sure you meet up with Robert. All right. So now we need to find the sum, basically the mean of our squared numbers. So if you have your 4 plus 9 plus 196 plus 101 gives me 314. And remember, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. So we divide that by 6. And who was it? Kaya. Thank you. Oh, good. All right. So once we get our 314, when we add it up, we divide it by the 6, and we got 52.3. Those 3's are repeating like there's no tomorrow. Okay? So this is a situation where I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, I might round. Because I'm not putting all those exacerbated 3's in there. But in my calculator, I'm not just going to put in 52.3. I'm going to leave it in its natural state of 52.3 to the end. So I'm going to take my answer and I'm going to do the square root of that answer. So if I do the square root of my repeating 3's, I get 7 point, and I'm going to go with the 23, because the next digit, so you see, I didn't round it to 50, because if I did 52.3 and I did the square root, square root of 52.3, you still get the same answer, but notice right after the hundreds, it start getting a little different. Okay, that's why sometimes I like to just round at the very end. Okay. Okay, your second year taking AP classes? Awesome. Hey, Amber, how are you? Differential equations. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, that was data set 1. Do you want to give data set 2 a try? Like, we'll do it piece by piece, so you won't feel like you're completely lost in the sauce. Okay. All right. Okay. Tell me, what is my mean? Let's start with that one. So calculate our mean. Okay, so our data set is here. So that's what we're trying to do right now. We're trying to see who has the highest, or or the greatest standard deviation. So we're basically doing the same exact thing. We got different data sets. But tell me what my mean is. Okay, Pierre is saying 95.83, 95.83. Yep, because those threes are repeating, and I'm not doing it. Nope. Okay. Not 89. Not 89. Make sure you're adding all of these numbers and then dividing by the number of numbers, which is 6. Okay. So 95.83, yes. There you go. Okay. So now I'm going to use that. So that's what we're putting down. Okay. So while you're here, oh, thank you, Papa. So when we're here, we're taking the difference of our original data set with that mean. Okay? So we're going to be doing a subtraction. And it's fine that you're going to get negative numbers. So it is perfectly fine. What am I doing? So it's perfectly fine here to get negative numbers. It's only when you square it, that's when you lose the negative, okay? Because remember, when you're squaring a negative, that really means that's when you lose the negative, okay? Because remember, when you're squaring a negative, that really means you're multiplying a negative times a negative, all right? Oops. There you go. Thank you, Janice. Oops. 17, good. Let's see if we're good with Janice. Yep, 6.17. It should be 2 point. Oh, we had to get the 1. So 1.17. Good. Yay, Janice. Good job, everyone. Good job, Papa. Good. Okay. The fact that you are still here and you're breaking down math concepts is amazeballs. So proud of you. Because I know it's intimidating. It's really intimidating. So now we're going to take, which I forgot to switch colors, we're going to take this last column and we're going to square each and every number. And when we square it, we're going to put its answer there. And like I said, all of your numbers should be, okay, positive. Got crazy calculating? Yes. Oh yeah, like this one. I know, so many digits. And if I screw up, I just screw up because I am not faking it like, oh, I didn't know it was this. No, I screwed up. And that's going to be the same here. Is there the same number? I know. Well, thank you. Expressions now? Okay. How are you doing? Get the bag. I haven't seen you in a minute. Yeah, I know. We all hate. It's almost like we don't like change. We're so programmed to love the money that folds and not our change. So that's why we're not really into decimals. Now, we did all of this creation. Now we need to add all these numbers up. Everything that's green. Oops. We need to add those numbers up. Take your time. Make sure you get in every digit. And make sure you're typing your decimal place. Yeah. So once you add them up, then you divide by 6. That's what's going inside this box. I know, I remember working at a school, and one day I saw a kid got change in his pocket, and he just threw the change on the ground. Like, he just had like a handful of change, and he just chucked it on the ground. Like he was like spreading, I don't know, like apple seeds or something. I don't know what the kid was doing. I was like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, I hate change, and just throws it on the ground. I'm like, dude, you know, you can add that up and ask to make it into bills, or I don't know. Y'all build different. Because they don't have to worry about payphones anymore. So that was the thing. So after I divide by 6, I got 23.1389. Okay, 23.14. Okay, I'll take that. Good, JB. I know. It's like, I mean, like, I wouldn't, well, I shouldn't lie. I used to bring change to McDonald's when I was in college. Like, that was years ago. Many, many moons ago. Hell, some of you guys weren't even a thought back then. Okay. So now, for the finale, all we need is to take the square root of this answer. And then we can round it to the 100th spot. Right? Vending machines, laundromats, because you never know when your washing machine all of a sudden just want to act all kinds of crazy, or your dryer is not, drying, which make sure you clean out your lint, your lint traps. Just please, just clean them out. Or it just adds up. It can add up easily to $1, and a lot of people just don't get it. Built different. All right. So I got 4.81. The last two steps. So you're going to add all these answers in green up and divide by, you're basically taking the mean of what's in green. So you add all these numbers up and divide by how many numbers there are, which is 6. That's how you get this number down here. Then, after you get this, notice the difference between here and here. So the difference between here and here is that we have to take the square root of this answer. So if I take the square root of this answer, that's how I got my 4.81. From some random streets. Okay. Okay. And hell, there's like change depending on what you're looking at. You might get some change that's actually worth a lot of money. Money, 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 money. Money. All right. So, I know this is going to be a silly question, but which one has the greater standard deviation? Big Al's like, these are fun. Yeah, because it's like the rhythm. Okay, so Sasha say set 1, Big Al set 1, 3. There's no set 3. Why do you keep saying 3? There's no set 3. There's only 2 sets. Like these two, see? It's like you're just sitting. When you don't have a test, I'm going to be truthful. Like, if I had to study this for a test, I would be a little unnerved because it's like, oh, it's so long, it takes so forever. But when you're just, okay, I just want to take a look at this. All right, this looks intimidating. Like, I know if I gave you this formula right off the bat, you'd be like, what, where, why, I don't. And right away, you'd be intimidated. But because I just broke it down, okay, this is our data set. Next thing we need is the mean. After we find the difference, put your answer here. Okay, square this, put your answer here. Now, I want you to add them up. That's what that sigma, that big sigma stands for. So if you ever see that lovely funky E that some people like to call it, that means sigma, summarization. Adding. Okay, so you're basically going to add these answers up and you divide by the number of numbers, which was in this case 6. Then what was the difference between this formula and this formula? There's a square root. So that means I'm taking this answer and I'm doing the square root of it, and that's how it's right there. Okay, all right, step by step. Okay, step by step. And I think this may be the closure. Let me see. I think there was something else that I wanted to do. What did I want to do with you guys tomorrow? I had it all planned out. Like, where'd it go? It's somewhere around here. Well, we'll figure it out. No, seriously, I don't know where it went. Unless it got blown away with the fan. Probably, because it's hotter and all kinds of things in here. Okay. Are they always approximations? Yes. Yes, there is always going to be some approximation. Because these numbers, they're small, but there is a lot of values, like place values that's involved. Too much. Okay, what grade is this for? It's basically data analysis. So, I mean, some people in Algebra 2 are doing standard deviation, but nowadays some people are doing the calculations, but some college classes, especially data analysis, is doing the calculations by hand. From memory, it's just practice, period, to be honest with you. It's literally practice, And like for me, like I think once you kind of get a handle on your unit circle. Are you talking about the breakdown unit circle? Sine, cosine, and tangent. Like all these lovely things down here. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely high school. It's definitely high school. Yes. Yeah. It's just a lot of practice. I hate to say it, just a lot of practice. Because I know that, just want to say that the sine at 60 degrees is the same as the cosine at 30 degrees. That's one thing I remember. Then, like, the sine of 30 degrees is the same as cosine at 60 degrees. Okay? And tangent is always, like, its own thing. Yeah, just a lot of practice. Okay. For physics, yeah. But if anything, my thing is if you continue to have like something like this chart and you just constantly keep referring to it, eventually, I mean, it's the same thing with like my factor sheet, because like eventually, if students get the factor sheet in the beginning of the year, by the time third quarter, they're not using it as much. Like, seriously. I've noticed that, and I feel like I tested a lot of my clients. It sounds so horrible. I just use them as guinea pigs sometimes. But when it came to like the factor sheet, I wanted to see what it was like in the beginning of the year, and then roughly asked them when did they roughly stopped using it, and they started weaning away by the end of second quarter, beginning of third quarter. So I think it's just exposure. The more exposure you have to something, the more that you're going to recognize it. Yeah. Yes. Yep. Yeah, you do not. Because if your cosine is 0 and your sine is always like your y values. So 1 divided by 0, that's undefined. So not defined. Yep. I know, right? See, that's the one thing. Like, math can bring you so much. Yeah, it is a little bit flurry. Especially I am in a room with one light on at 11:19 p.m. Feeling like I'm being interrogated by the mafia. Mafioso. Yeah, I better not say that too loud. Because soon enough, I'm probably not going to have a TikTok or have a voice or anything, because I have basically 2 strikes or possibly 3 strikes against me. 1, I'm African American, just in case you guys missed it. 2, I'm a woman, just in case you missed it. And 3, I want greatness from people. And I want to show people that, yes, you can do things, and don't let anyone tell you any different. That's dangerous nowadays. A woman with opinion. So probably will do anything possible to break me down. Which is scary. All your life you've been quiet, and then all of a sudden you find your voice just for people to try to silence you again. It's kind of a scary place. And they're not just like get a little slap on the wrist, like they're talking about shoot to K. Like if I even think about voting, and because I'm an African American female, I will be handled on site. All this stuff was on Project 2025. And people did not read it. And I'm like, people are now shocked. And I'm like, you thought it wasn't going to happen, but it's happening. You know? I don't want to leave, but it's like, this is the way of the world. Soon enough, we're not going to have our own stuff. It's going to be going back into the days of yesteryears when you actually sit down and you talk to like your grandparents or your great-grandparents. They'll tell you, like, women weren't allowed to have their own stuff, have their own homes. You know, you had to be AKA married, or there were some people that pretended to be married just so they can have a place to stay. And I don't know. It just kind of weighed heavy on me today, and then all of a sudden someone says, your new thing is taken away from your instruction, and you're not doing as much as you used to do. And I'm just like, dude, like, you're getting free freaking tutoring. And I just felt like, all right, I felt really used. Oh, I still got one more page. I might do something with this tomorrow, so I can really be done with this book. And if you do like the structure of my book, I am selling it. Well, not this particular book. I have a lovely little series that I'm selling. And I think a lot of you guys already know, but you never know. There might be some new people in here. So I have my own math notebook, which is like 100 plus pages of where you can have your notes. So you have your formulas, you have your steps, but also on the very back of it, we have a lot of resources. This one is for pre-algebra to algebra 1. So it could be for 6th graders, it could be for 7th graders, all the way up to adults that are taking those intermediate math classes that needs some assistance. So I added a couple new things. But a couple of things I did take out, like I took out the unit circle because you guys don't use the unit circle in Algebra 1. So I figured, let me give you guys some things that you really use so you'll have like the creative space and everything you need. All right, just as a little reminder, are there some things that are missing? Of course. Like if I can't put every single solitary thing in one notebook, my God, the book will be like 300 pages long. And then, oh yeah, you're going to pay $50 for a notebook? No, you're not. Don't lie to me. But if you want to... All right, good night, Janice. Appreciate you. So if you do like my notebook and you want my notes, book 5 will be done possibly sometime this weekend, like on Saturday. But I have what's called Audrey's Notes. So Audrey's Notes is a collection of all my notes that I do here live on TikTok. And you can have my actual notes. And what happens is there's a QR code, and that's what I'm going to be working on tomorrow. There's a QR code that's connected directly to the live that's on my YT channel. And when you scan the code, it will take you directly to this live. And then you can walk through step by step. How exactly did I break these down? So this, I have books 1 through 4 that is readily available. Whoops. Sorry, my huge statistics book is in the way. Okay. So if you want to, you can either go here or you can go up here to get access to my notebooks. Also, if you want private tutoring, one-to-one or small groups, I offer that. So if a lot of you guys are going back to, say, community college, or you're taking college algebra and you need assistance, I'm your girl. You know, just go ahead. Now, if you want to, you can go here and watch all my live videos. So if anything, just go here, or you can just type in my name. And then I would love for you to do these 5 things. I want you to subscribe, like, comment, share, and then also turn on the notifications, because give me some time to download this one or upload this one. So it usually takes sometimes like 2 to 3 hours. So it gets to be a bit much. But I do it for you. All right. So if you go to my YouTube or YT, I'll greatly appreciate it. And if anything, if you want to grab any of the books, you can come here. It takes about like a week when you come here. You could also get it on the A, and you know what the A is. You know, it's that big, huge forest that has, you know, the anacondas, you know, that place. You can get it there, but, you know, not the actual big place. But you can get it there. And also, almost forgot to say that I have, for my lefties, okay, lefties unite. So we got left-handed notebooks for all my lefties. Okay, same concepts. One is for pre-algebra to algebra 1, and the other one is for algebra 2 and pre-calculus. So I'm waiting for my other book to show up so I can show you what that looks like. Alrighty. Okay. We are many. Have I put the cubic formula? I have put... So I have like my cubes. If you're talking about the sum and difference of cubes, that is on the algebra 2 and pre-calculus 1. I think that's the one you're talking about. So like a plus b equals a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, all that fun stuff. The actual cubic formula, yeah. So that's on the other one. Because in this grade level, they don't do the cubic formula. They just do the cubes and the cube roots. So that's going to be in the other one. The sum and difference of cubes. Yep, I added that in. Alrighty. Well, everyone, thank you so much for coming in. Okay. Hopefully I'll be in a little better mood. That was just too much stuff, too much physical attacking. The quad formula, but more complex. More like the quad formula, but more complex. No, we usually just do the sum and difference of cubes. That's the furthest we usually go. Yeah. Alrighty. Any other questions? Okay, I know we're trying to get to like 50K before I leave. If we can do a mad tap, I will greatly appreciate it. Yeah. No problem, Amber. Not a problem. Good night to you. Yes. No problem. No problem, user. Yeah. Oh, have I ever done abstract algebra? Yes, when I was getting my master's. And then after I got my master's, I said never again. So you're going live in a few minutes? Okay. So if anybody wants to go and do a little bit, what's the topic, Robert? I gotta double check on my cats. They're way too quiet. I know those CBD treats didn't hit them that hard. You know what I'm saying? Lightweights. No, I'm just kidding. Related rates. Okay. What's it like being a former student? Very liberating. I never thought I would be like and that's the class that really when I was taking my graduate, that was the class that I was just like, I was the dumb one because I just could not get it. I didn't have the imagery to make me last with that. Yeah. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. You know, they're always doing something. I got one of those little cat toys off of TikTok Shop. The one that's electronic that does all kinds of stuff. I'm really curious how my cats will take to it. I mean, they're, you know, outdoor Baltimore cats. They don't play around. They're just like, yeah, string. Yeah, whatever. Where's the food? You know? As a proof-based class? Ugh. Yeah, I did that. Do I have any dogs? I used to. He passed away. He was 13 years old, and I think I got him when he was 4. He was a rescue. He rescued me. I know, that was really cheesy line, but he really did. He really did rescue me. He was awesome. He was my very first dog. Practically human. Have you ever met a dog that loves to take baths? Like every week? He's like looking at me, and I'm like, all right, are you ready? And he just walks up the steps. He waits till I get into the bathroom. And then he hops himself in. Sometimes I gotta hike him up a little bit more. And then he puts himself in the bathtub. I've never seen that, ever. I know. He was the best. And we used to go on walks and stuff like that. Yeah, my dog is not no. These cats, they're Baltimore cats. They are city cats. Straight up. Straight thug. I won't be all surprised one day to come back with a do-rag on her head. Because I'll be like, isn't it cold outside? It'll be dead of winter. And the one cat's like, I got this. I'll see you in the morning. Like, practically. Because he's not talking. But he's looking at me like, just open the door. I got this. And I'm like, it's freaking ice out. Nope. We'll see when I come in. But he's the first one at the door when it's a hot day out. Because he's the black cat. Yeah. He doesn't do too well in the summer. Yeah, he was awesome. He looked just like a polar bear. I might post a picture. Yeah. Shoot. I think it was October? October 3rd is when he passed. It'll be 4 years. It happened during the same time as my divorce. That was fun. Dealing with a dying dog, trying to do all this tutoring, and wow, I endured a lot, but yeah, we're all right. We're okay. We are still alive. All right, 50. Yes. Okay, we are done. That's okay. That's okay. I got another anniversary coming up. My dad's passing. That's August the 20th. So, just got to deal with that one. That's hard. And then, trust me, my mom won't let me forget. And she's like, we should have a party. And I'm like, see, this woman doesn't understand that I do not like parties at all. I'm one of those people that, like, if you invite me to a party, you got to give me a job to do. That's the only way I'm going to stay. I don't feel like just standing there like, let's be social. Like, no. All you want to do is get drunk. Like, how's that getting social? Like, no, I'm good. So, yeah, and that's where a lot of my introvert, like, now, will I suck it up? I'm like, yeah, for like 5, maybe 10 minutes. But if I'm not doing something, like my friend got married like 3 years ago, my God. And she said, Audrey, I want you to be the day of coordinator for my wedding. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't know where this all came from, but she was just like, because you know how to run things, tell people where to go, do all this stuff. You know, we worked together. We were teachers at the same school, so she knows the real me. And it went off. It went well. And everybody was like, who is this girl? She's everywhere. And I'm always welcoming people like, hey, how you doing? But inside, I'm just like, I just want to lay down. So, introverted? Okay. Aw. That's okay. Oh yeah, I've been through some stuff. It's going on the upswing. In my mind, it's going on the upswing. It may not be actually, but I feel like things are getting a little bit better. It couldn't have gotten, especially this summer, it was really hard. I thought it was hard last summer when I had to do Uber. Nope. This summer was interesting. 2 years? Yes. It does, Big Al. I don't know. I don't know when people said that, oh, you know, you'll get used to it. No. Like the first couple of years, I kept feeling that he's going to call me to tell me to pick him up at the airport. Because sometimes he likes to go home to Jamaica. And, you know, when my parents go home for Jamaica, they go home for like a month. I'm like, Jesus. For me, I'm like 3 days. That's it. Like, no matter whatever vacation it was, I was like, you got 3 days. Day 4, I don't care what you're doing. I'm leaving. Like, I don't care. My ticket is going to be for 3 days. So you can handle whatever you need to handle. I can't. It's just too much. But yeah. And I don't know. Yeah. It's almost like I would do almost anything just to have one more visit. You know? One more visit. One more hug. One more. With him messing up my name. I don't know who. He used to like call me Audrey Aloysius Codner. Who was Aloysius? Who is that? That is not me. So, the minimum days you would go on vacation, literally 3 days. Like by day 4, I'm just like, all right, I don't care who I'm with. I can be by myself and I'll be like, you know what? I enjoy it. I'll have 1 day of just enjoy myself. Do whatever I want, eat whatever I want. And I'll just do that for 1 day. And then 1 day of rest. And the other one, I'm just packing a little bit and then getting ready to go. Nah, 3 days. I include the day when I arrive. That's it. Can't deal with it. And it's like, you know, you like your own space, you like your own bed, you don't know who slept in that bed before you and all this other stuff. It's just, I guess the germaphobe in me does it too, so it's kind of gross. But hey, the last time I went on vacation was my honeymoon, and that was over 16 years ago. Was the last time I had vacation. Yep, 16 years. So when someone's like, oh my God, I haven't had vacation. How long has it been? Like 6 months. Shut up. just shut up. Shut your hole. You'll be fine. Talking about, oh, I haven't done it in 6 months. Shut up. You'll be fine. Yeah, I'm a workaholic. I like to work. I like to do good things. Yeah, I know. Where I'm from? Well, originally, I was born in Philly, but my parents are both from Jamaica. Mom, Montego Bay, dad, Kingston. I think he's in St. Andrews, if I'm not mistaken. And my mom was St. Anne's. No, wait. St. Elizabeth. I had to think for a second. I'm going to take y'all with me. I would love that. Like, my dream, if I may, like all the people that I meet, I would love to just either rent a plane or, I don't know, buy a plane and just travel to meet all the people that I meet on TikTok. And just like have like a one big get together. Another dream of mine is to do a day visit. Meaning when we just don't pack. We just spend a day at a local area. So we could talk about life. We could talk about family, friends. We could just enjoy, like have like a really good lunch. Maybe a little bit of ice cream afterwards. And then we go to a flight and just go back home. Like just a day trip. Early in the morning, you leave. We reach our destination, hang out for a little bit, and then get back on the flight and go back home. Like rich people stuff. Do I have siblings? Let's say Papa was a Rolling Stone. That's the best way I could say it. I don't associate with them at all. Yeah, I will never go back to Jamaica. Too many relatives. It's not a good thing. Only if we had enough money. Never know. It's a dream. So far, God keeps waking me up. So that dream might become a reality. I don't know how soon, but it will be a reality. Ice cream instead of liquor. Yeah. I mean, it's weird. I stopped drinking when I got divorced. Most people would start drinking. I stopped drinking. One, I don't like how it makes me feel the next day. Two, stuff is expensive. Just to get a buzz, and then it's not like, oh, I forgot about my whole life. No. You wake up with a hangover and you still gotta deal with life. It's crazy. Oh, you're from Mobay? Hey, cousin. Damn right. We might be cousins. You never know. And have any Campbells on your side of the family? I think everybody does. It's a small island. The heat be getting to some people, you know what I'm saying? You can only drink tequila. I can't wait for the replay. No, I'm not in PA. No, I'm in Baltimore, Maryland. I know. Never know. Yeah, I try to stay away from stuff that can put hair on my chest. Not very attractive sight. Oof. For years. Good question. How many years have I been in Maryland? Definitely more than 30. I'm like, I'm still not claiming it. No, I wasn't born here. Oh, no. Nah. All the hackers have my information, so I'm all right. My kids are Campbell. Oh, yeah, we're probably, especially my mom's side. Yep. I'm telling you, Van. Never know. Do a little research. See if there was an Etel on your side, or on your father's side, if your father or your grandfather's side, if there was a Joseph. Oh, Joseph Campbell. Could be. Do I watch girls basketball since I used to play? I do. It took me a minute to appreciate the game again. Because I know once I finished playing, I didn't even want basketball to be playing on my TV screen. Like, it was that bad. Yeah, my senior year in college was not a good time at all. DNA test? Yep. Oh yeah, she's awesome. Like I like this year's teams. I really do. I like the mixture of teams, like the mixture of talents and personality. Like now people are actually, giving us some airtime. So other than that one cable station that no one watches, channel 468, no, no one watches this channel. What else is going on here? Nothing? Okay. We're actually being put on TV, and you see us on commercials. You're seeing us, there was commercials when the women's NBA first started, but it was always great, and it's funny, to see a lot of the people that I either played against or played with, they're still coaching and still representing, and it's awesome. Because I grew up with Dawn Staley. I know Rebecca Lobo. I remember when she was a freshman at UConn and I was a senior. And we tried out for a couple of teams. I tried out for the Olympic team for, I think it was 92. I tried out for the Olympic team. I'm inducted into 2 Hall of Fames, St. Joe's Hall of Fame and the Big 5 Hall of Fame. Played throughout Europe, killed my knees. I used to play on hard concrete, and now I can't even think about running outside anymore. I can't. Oh my God, my knees will be shot to all kinds of hell. Like most athletes, women athletes, especially with the childbearing hips, tore my ACL on the right leg, tore my Achilles tendon. And I came back, played semi-pro for the York City Noise. And, that was a weird situation as well. They were really acting shady towards the end. But it was fun. It was every time I played, I just played the best that I can do. I don't know how to do anything half-ass. Just in case you guys haven't figured that out. Do I have a PhD? I do not. I think getting my master's was good enough for me. I do not want to be a chancellor, or what do they call them here? Chancellors overseas. What do they call them here? Oh gosh, all of a sudden I can't remember what they're called. And especially in Maryland, good God, no, I never want to do that. Be in charge of all the schools? I don't think you can take it. Who's my favorite player? All-time player or current player? Because some of them are still in college right now. I like that one freshman from UConn. I really like her. I was watching her when she was in Florida. I forgot which academy she was playing for. And she's she's a beast, but she's quiet. She reminds me of myself in a way. But I do. She's going to be a sophomore this year. I really liked her. There's a lot of players out there. I just like when people hustle, you know? And I used to coach boys basketball too. I did that for a couple years. And trust me, it was like if I wasn't arguing with the fathers, I'm like, sir, what can I do for you? Oh, I just want to talk to the team. Sir, I got this. I got more experience than you do. What did you play? Middle school basketball? Sit your ass down. It's so annoying. Current. Yeah. But I do like Asia. Mostly post players. It's nothing against guards. But to see actual post moves, you see it either at the college level or you see it in women's NBA. You don't see post moves in the NBA that often. Everybody wants to shoot threes now. And that's why I don't watch the NBA anymore. And that's why they're shutting things down. That and plus the NIL messed everything up. Because all these kids are making all this money as, 18-year-olds are like, why do I need to go to the pro? I'm making that money now. So, yeah. That's where we're going. Yeah. So you never knew. You thought I was just a regular old math person. Nope. There's a lot to me. I should sit down and write my memoirs before I lose my mind and go insane. Start wearing my underwear outside my clothes. I was like, I don't know if anyone will buy it. Superhero. But I have more living to do. I have more things I need to do. I have more things I have to accomplish. Math superhero. You ever feel that way, that there's something more to life that I need to accomplish? And I am going to accomplish it. I don't know where exactly it is, but I don't know if it's, being a motivational speaker, if it's continuing with math, it is like inspiring people to do something, not just like, hey, here's the master wallet. No, I'm not doing that. I just feel like there's something, you ever just feel that there's something greater within you and you just don't know what it is? You just don't know what it is. To get a ED, right now I have my MAT. I don't know. I just feel like education is needing someone that doesn't have a PhD. I think they just need someone that's just real, just to clean things up. And just be like, all right, you shut up because you're not getting any more money. You stop using our kids to pay for whatever your freakish little thing that you're having on whatever island and whatever is happening in Bangkok and all this stuff. Calm the hell down. Because that's what it is. It's like slowly having kids work the pipeline of going to jail. And I'm tired of kids. It doesn't even matter. Race doesn't even matter anymore. They're just like, oh, cool. We can get a kid in jail. That'll be awesome. It's $5,000 in our pocket. This is great. I don't know. Yeah. So I just feel like, even with my master's, I love it. I love the fact that I went through it. The people that I went with the cohort is awesome. But to be honest with you, I'm not using it. I use like maybe a couple of things to help with like assessments. And then learning to be confident to speak in front of people. That's about it. I didn't learn anything. I'm not using anything. It's just a piece of paper. But it's a nice piece of paper. But I don't know. Maybe I'm the one that's holding myself back of doing things. So, but, oh man. Look at you at 60K. You guys are still tapping. I need to stop hammering on. Oh, when I leave this world, I just want people to have a smile on their face when they say my name and just speak. I mean, I know I'm not going to be in history books right now. That's crazy. But, I don't know. Like hearing my stories. The system needs more people like you in higher places. Yeah, and see, that's my thing. When people go to the districts, that's where teachers go to die or unalive themselves or whatever. It's not like they're physically dying. It's like their creativity is dead. It's like their compassion, the way they assess people is just deceased. So that's the one thing that always, like, I don't want to work at the district, but I do want to have some voice. But if I want to have some voice, I got to work in the district. But it's always like a good old boys club or, who do you know? So we can get in here. Are you going to be cool? Or are you going to try to rearrange stuff? Because that's exactly, there's like all this politics behind the politics. So it's not, the chancellor. I cannot remember what the actual name of that position is. It's just, no. It's always a good old boys club. And how are you with the mayor? And how are you with this person? It's all about politics. And I'm just like, dude, I can't. That's just not me at all. I'm usually a no-nonsense type of person. I'm like, look, I don't hate my kids, but I'm going to make you think that I hate you until like Thanksgiving. And then you'll see smiles on my face. And then like around Christmas time, that's when I start opening up to my students. And they're just like, you're really not that bad of a person. I'm like, no, I'm not. I was like, I'm a genuine person, but I care about you. So if you do stupid stuff, I'm going to call you out on it. And I want you to make that change, because once you graduate high school, no one gives a rat's ass what you're doing, Oh, thanks, Amber. Like, no one cares. No one's going to sit there and say, oh, did you do your homework today? Oh, did you have some lunch today? Oh, how's you doing? Oh, no one asks. Everyone just keeps going on with their lives until you get some friends. And then sometimes your high school friends are not what you really need as an adult. Yeah, we all have that one friend. I'm like, dude, you're still standing on the bar top and want to strip? Why? Girl, you're 50. Things are sagging. Let's go. And you're a grandmother. Like, come on. Get your ass off the bar. Sound. Can we just have a nice dinner? We all got that one friend. But it's okay that the people you hang out changes. And I think for years I was holding on to a lot of people because we were friendly towards each other when we were going through stuff. Like, say we were teachers at the same school. And a lot of people think that, we were through the trenches. We went through so much together. We're going to be friends to the end. It's not necessarily true, because you're going to change. And you're going to change for the better. You're really going to change. And it's okay. Yes, you want to respect your parents. But guess what? They can only educate you to a certain point. Now you got to take what they are doing and what you're experiencing and make your own life. You're sitting here trying to live someone else's dreams. Come on now. Right? And it's hard. It's hard. Life is hard, but at the same time, you don't have to go through it by yourself. And I thought at one point I can go through life by myself. I'm doing it by myself now, so what's the point? And as you get a little bit older, and sometimes it just gets, I guess you could say lonely. Guys are still tapping, cracking me up. But that's how things are. So now with all this stuff with society and, taking away the vote and taking away our voice and all we're going to be is just property. And I'm like, I'm too old to pop out any kind of kids. So what the hell are they going to do with me? Are they just going to put me in the fields because I got some strength behind me? I don't know. It's scary. You worked so hard to be a modern citizen, and then civilization is just turning its head, an ugly head. And that's where I don't know how to control this. So when someone comes on and say, oh, well, this is great, but you shouldn't do this anymore, and maybe you should just sit and just teach it. And they're like, dude, now. It's kind of hard. I listen to other people chit chat about things, and I'm like, it's hard. It's hard to be a woman. It's hard to be a black woman. It's hard to be an educated black woman because sometimes you don't fit anywhere. It's like I'm too white for black people and I'm sometimes too black for white people, and you're like, I don't know where I fit in. So you just have to make your own space. Just have to make your own space. And then just try to be the best version of you possible. And the people that like it, you'll see. And the people that don't like it, they can kick rocks. Because you don't want to waste time worrying what other people say. As I got affected today. It doesn't say that it doesn't hurt. It still hurts. It still bothers you. And you're like, dude, I got enough problems other than worrying about giving you free math help on TikTok. And you're going to tell me how to teach? The hell? Are you paying me? No? Are you gifting me? No? Well, then shut the hell up. Leave me alone. See, it's so easy. But at the time, I was already on 4. And then this just kind of pushed it a little bit further. I'm like, you know what? Yeah. But, anywho. All right. I have to get going because I have to make a quiz for one of my students for tomorrow. And tomorrow is not that crazy. And, I got to pay a bill. So, that's always going to be fun. So, I appreciate this time with you guys. I appreciate you coming. I appreciate you sticking around. I mean, most people would love to have 40 people or 42 people listening to anybody about anything. And there are times there's 100 and some of you, there's 300, there's 400. And I know these numbers are going to get up and up and up as the school year starts opening up. But I do appreciate you guys, the support that you've been giving me. I really do. Because you can easily just scroll on by. But for some sick and twisted reason, you stay. Okay, you love my story times. Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, sometimes it's hard being me. Wishing on my worst enemy. But the side that you're seeing is I tried to be as real as I possibly can. We have the insecurities, we have the heartbreaks, we have the headaches, but we're still here. Yeah. All right. Okay, everyone, I'm going to shut it down. Maybe a little bit past the 666 mark. That will be nice. We don't need to conjure him up. Thank y'all. All right, I will see you guys. Wait, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow is Wednesday. I might be on a little bit earlier than 9:30. I might be on at 8 o'clock. I will put a post out if I am on at 8 o'clock. If you don't see a post, that means it's 9:30. Okay? Because I do not have anyone for the PM. Alrighty. Have a good night, guys. Thank you so much for your love and attention. And I will see you tomorrow, either at 9:30 or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I would definitely put a post out if it does switch to 8 o'clock. All right? All right. Love you guys. If you want to go to Robert, go ahead and head over to Robert. All right. Take care. Bye now.